Welcome back to Let's Play Darkspore. This time is a special episode, and I'm on my own here, so it's just Fireweaver. This episode is dedicated to the editor screen. I've had a few requests about it, and I definitely think it requires a bit more detail. I started here by unequipping all of the heroes. So I think a good one to start off with is Vex here, so we'll edit Vex. Okay, now on the heroes screen, this is from the original video, but I'll go over some of these things again. This is the current item level, kind of average item level, which is the hero level here. Quantum is obviously the type, and we've got Ravager as a, it's showing us that this is a dexterity hero. This is also kind of reflected on the right hand side here. The right hand side is this guy's stats, so everything's very low at the moment because I've unequipped everything. But you can see like the maximum this guy would have is very high dexterity. That really shows even more so that this is a dexterity type hero, and we need to focus his stats a bit on that. Now on the screen here we've got a very blank, no kind of paint work on Vex at the moment, so this helps us equip this guy a lot easier. Over on the right hand side here we have the equipment, so we've got the weapon tab, the hand, foot, offense, defense and utility. Other heroes have different types of things at the top here. Some have like multiple utility or multiple defense. Some have some of these removed, just where it may not have hands. I believe some of the robots don't have hands, and instead they'll have like a double here instead. So I think, well, I've only got one kind of weapon, so let's start. We'll pick this up with left click and drag and bring it over to Vex's hands, and immediately on the right hand side you'll have noticed that the stats changed. If I mouse over here you can see that if I took it off they'd be reduced by that amount. So with that equipped I can move on to the hands. The hands, again, I'm probably going to try and pick up very strong items here. This one's a nice yellow quality item, which means it was kind of rarefied in quality a little bit. We've got item level 62 here, so it's very good. So we've got strength, dexterity is good, projectile speed, not so good for this character who doesn't really have any projectiles except for the flame ball that he has. So let's see what else we've got here. Strength, resist, projectile speed, mind, resist, projectile speed, and then here you can see the item levels getting a lot lower, so I can probably ignore some of these late ones. So considering everything's going to have projectile speed, I believe, in my opinion, this one is just slightly better. So I'll pick this up and drag it onto the hands. You can see instantly this kind of snaps into place for when I'm equipping this. So I'll let go of that. You can see again the stats increase. Over here you've got the different abilities, and this shows how this affects my different abilities. Oh, and yeah, projectile speed. Oh my god, I think I'm working on Blitz. He doesn't have a flame ball, does he? Derp. Okay, yeah, so I have to admit that this doesn't have a a great thing with the projectile speed, but it's the best I've got for the moment, so it's fine. Again, I'll move over to the feet, and we've got a nice dex here, a bit of dodge. It kind of feels like a tanky item, but let's see what the alternatives are. This one's a strength one. This is very tanky, so definitely not feeling that one as a good one. And this one has got some dex on it, but dodge. I can see here it's item level 45, so it's probably not going to be that strong compared to this, which has got way more dexterity. So I'm going to go with this dexterity. Mind can be good too. Mind gives us resist rating as well as the mind stats for some of the abilities. So I will move this feat over here. It's a bit of a funky look for him, but that's fine. You can see when I let go of the mouse button in a second, my stats will change here. So you can see I'm now doing a lot more damage. This is a lot more energy here. The time bubble lasts a bit longer, and yeah, the chrono blinks better. Now, offense tab. Now we've got purified here. That looks pretty strong. Lots of strength, lots of crit rating, which is very good for dexterity heroes to have lots of crit, and lots of crit damage. Looks really strong. I may be wearing that. Power, mind, crit. I don't think that's quite as good. And strength again. And here's our first dexterity item. It is very strong, dex and crit. Let's compare the two. I may go with this insane crit rating and crit damage. I believe that will be very strong for using this hero. Dexterity is already pretty high. Strength also increases health, which is very cool. And I can select where to place this. So obviously you've got the obviously dodgy choices, but I'm going to find somewhere that's more appropriate for this particular item. Now if I want to zoom in and to have a closer look, I've got the mouse wheel here. If I need to make edits to the torso, oops, I need to unselect that. I can press up, will show me the torso side, and down will bring it down to the kind of leg side. You can kind of jump between the two. That's more apparent once I'm zoomed in. So if I'm, if I zoom in here, looking down and up, I believe you can tap either the up or down key and it will switch between the two. I'll move around the back and zoom out just a little bit here and see if I can find something more appropriate to look from behind. Okay, perhaps these could look like spurs, like cowboy-esque spurs, so I might put him on the side of his boots, just like this. I'll come out of here, let's go down to zoom at the bottom so I get a better look here. There we go. I can select this guy's feet here and I can change the size of it by using the mouse wheel. You see me do that a couple of times by mistake. I can mouse over this and change the size here. I'm going to make it look a little bit more in proportion, I guess. If I bring it out to, let's see from the front. If I bring it out smaller, and I believe this one here, you can see there's a control tab here. I can bring those out. It's very robotic like, these feet. I can also increase the height so it looks like more of a platform. I kind of like the slightly thinner look. And with that changed, I think I'm going to reduce the size here. Now this circle here on here, that means I can rotate. This bubble which always appears out, it's this one here, that allows us for some like tilt actions, which can be quite good. And again, I've got the drag here, so I can turn them into just balls or very spiky or somewhere in between. I think half spikes could be good. There's a nice half spike there. I can increase the length, which that just looks strange. Or I could squash it down, so I'm going to squish it. Say I want to make these look like spurs. Yeah, that looks pretty good for now. Another thing to note is that some of these other parts which actually come as part of the hero, they can be changed too. So they've got this on Vex's back, and I can actually reduce those down, which I think I'm going to do a little bit here. Definitely off at the tail. I can remove them if I just not keen, so I can get rid of all this little weird detail on him. In fact, I'm going to do exactly that, and I'm going to adjust these. There we go. I think I'm going to prefer a cleaner look on his back here. You'll find other parts on the body can also be changed in similar ways. So the eyes here, I can increase them. If I select them, I can twist them, make him look a little sad. Evil. Sad. Evil. Somewhere a lot across here I think will be better. I can change how far out of their face it is. Can have like googly eyed type. Makes it more like surprise, like ah. So we'll bring that down a smidge, and then I've got tilt, so you can look up and down. Oops, or look behind him apparently. Cross-eyed. Okay, I think I'm gonna go for a more upwards looking. There we go. He's looking pretty mean now. That's gonna be pretty appropriate. I think this guy's hands are too big, so let's adjust that down a bit. There we go. I think that's going to be awesome for that. Okay, now let's grab a new piece here. We've got defense items, so this is definitely all these items are more designed to make your heroes last a bit longer. Here, look, I got a nice purified a few levels back, which was definitely a lot of health on that one, I can see. But here we've got a nice rarefied ivory sporder. What you'll note here is on the right hand side with the health, just over here, I've maxed it out by using that 1875 out of 1875, which means that some of these stats I'm probably wasting. When you're unlocking parts of your character on the upgrade screen, you can unlock the stat increases every few levels. That increases the maximum, so up on the health there, instead of saying 1875 being the max, it might jump to something a lot higher, and then makes this item with less wasted stats. I'm not sure I want that with so much wasted stats there. This one's got a lot of strength on it again. I'm thinking that's wasted. That maximizes the strength. This mind could be good, although it maximizes the resist. Again, maximizing strength, too much there. But this one's good. Here we got dexterity. Nothing's maxed out and being wasted. A decent amount of health increase. Good crit and dodge, which are both coming out of that increased dexterity. This is a dexterity hero after all. This is spoilers, so this sounds like it's supposed to be for the shoulders. So I'll just place it there for now. I know that's not right, but at least gives us a start for where to design this. In fact, I'll just move it to here for the moment. Because of the size of these spoilers, I think I'm just going to get rid of these spikes on this guy's shoulder. They're not needed. I'm going to be using this instead. So I put them more or less in the right position here. And to get them to look right, I think I'm going to have to twist it a little bit, which is here. And I think I'm going to have to change this a bit. If you see, if I bring it too far down, I mean, it's a snugger fit, but it's actually going into this guy's body. So I'm going to raise them up just so they're raised off of this guy's body. That looks pretty good. I can also actually lift them up off the body if I choose to. But I think I'll lower them down, just sit snugly there. That's good. I can also increase the length of them, so I can have like World of Warcraft type shoulders, big massive ones. Actually it looks like a bit like Ming the Merciless, but oh well. Or I can shorten them up. I think more or less where it was, that looks pretty good for this, so I'll go with that. And again, you know, I can increase the size and decrease the size. I think yeah, that looks pretty good. I think I'm happy with that. Okay, so for the utility, I've got this Gene Spice face mask. That's got a lot of dex. That will max my dex out, max my resist out. So that's a decent item. We've got overdrive duration, which is a possibility here. This one, high strength, maxing the strength out with chance to find catalyst. That's obviously very nice too. A dex item here. So these are starting to get a little bit too weak. I'm thinking more near the top here. This top one with the extra dex and power. The power is going to be pretty useful, so I can spam more abilities. So I'm going to pick up that. I know there's a little bit of wasted stats going on here, but I don't think it's too bad. So it says it's a face mask and it was apparently sitting on the face, but I don't think it works. I can obviously drag it out to double, or I can bring it to the center and it goes singular. And I'm going to make it look more like a chest symbol for this guy. I think that looks pretty good. I can change how the wings look on here by using this. But I think I prefer it looking more like a butterfly there. And here's the more change. That changes how the wings are folded. I like it quite flat. That's pretty good. I think the tilt's good. So yeah, I'm happy with that. You can see how my hero level's now increased. It was 0 when we started. Now this guy is up to 64. And the stats look way stronger. The damage here, very strong. We've got decent time lapse, does massive damage now. The chrono blink again, it does very, very strong damage. I'm very happy with at least the stats side of it. So I'd like to take through some of the more advanced functions of editing these. So if I grab, let's see here. Let's grab these spurs. Now we've got the handles here, but I believe if I press tab I get advanced options. So I can actually rotate it backwards a little bit across it, which is something that you can't normally do without the tab selected. I've got the up and down here. So it's a different type of rotation to this one, which is around its axis. So just remember, a lot of these items, if you press tab, you get a bit more advanced on the adjustments. If I select these, you'll see again that we've got the advanced tabs come through for more rotations. The other thing that you can do is, right now if I move this, they're moving symmetrically, oops, as you can see. But if I press and hold A, I can move these asymmetrically, so I can actually put this one wherever I want and stick this one wherever I want. That can be good if you want more advanced style for it. I think I was going for the Spurs look, so I'm going to put these back round the edge. Let's get these right. Okay, looks like I've messed up the look of this quite a bit. There we go, that's more like it. I think it needs somehow floating off of this guy, so I'll try and see if I can fix that a bit. Odd. Let's test the advanced one, see if I can get it to. No. Normally I'd like the square icon, that would bring it back into place, but for some reason I'm not getting that one on this item. I'll see if I can. Actually, considering that this item's gone a bit funked up, I'm going to remove it, go back to my offense, and I'll replace it again. It's easy enough to do. Oh, I think the reason it's floating is perhaps more to do with the leg size than anything else. If I come over here to the legs, that might affect it a bit more. Let's come around here, place them in position. That's a bit better. Squash it down, change these spikes to only be near the top, reduce the size of this. So there we go. I know a lot of fiddling, but yeah, I'm thinking this is looking pretty good. Now all of those items I just changed here, these are all stat increasing type changes. But there's more than just stat increasing type items, you've got detail items. Now detail items, if you're on the inventory screen, I'll come out in a moment and show it, but in fact I'll do it now. Let's accept these changes so far for Vex. And this will take me down. If I go over to squad 1, you can see a few of the changes already coming in. So now let's go to the inventory. I always choose lowest to highest when messing around with the details, because I don't really want to mess around with the good items. It's just the weaker ones. So I can look through a little bit and see if I can find something that I want to use. This might be good as an offense slot, but it's a bit more robotified. Okay, this one's okay to remove. It's a level 46. It's kind of strong, but it's fine. What happens when you change these into a detailed item, I'll select it, is you're basically destroying all of its stats. So all of these stats here, they're going to be removed and the item's going to be destroyed. So I select it, I click create detail, and it gives me a little warning here saying it's going to butcher the stats. And coming into the detail screen, you'll see actually that beta resistor has moved over here and turned into a detail slot. I've got a few others which have been saved, but that's fine. Close this down and back to edit good old Vex. Okay, so from the other screen you saw that I changed the detail item. I can grab this screen here, that's the details, and instead I've got this screen here with my detail slots. You've got several tabs to work with. You can have up to 6 detail slots on this guy. So like for example, just so I can make it a bit clearer, is I could put this item on him, come over here, add another item onto him, and I can add a third item. These are all detail slots. I actually don't want to do that, that looks rubbish. But I might see if I can play with this beta resistor here and see if I can find a nice spot for it. Let's come around here. I got rid of a lot of the spikes earlier on when I was messing about, so let's see if we can give him something a bit more unique for spikes. So I'm going to reduce this down like so. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, see what I'm doing. Okay, I can change the way the spikes look. These are facing down, the other ones. If you can see, all of these, they spike down. So I'm going to actually rotate this down here like that. Maybe more like that. There we go. And now if I change this, I can make them look a little bit similar to these other ones. So that's good. I'm liking that. And I can change these, how these flare out. I think, considering how thin this one is, I might try and make this a little bit skinnier. Something like that. It's pretty good. I'm just going to adjust it slightly. And yeah, that to me that looks good. So that's how you do the detail slots. Next is the painting. So here we go to skinning of the character. You can see in a second it will spray on the design. I actually chose Vex because Vex is quite easy to see what your skinning changes are. So let's pick a skin coat. You can see here that all of these show different designs. So this will give us a kind of like a swirly pattern design once it goes through. You can see here just on this character's body it gives us that. I'm not really feeling that for Vex. I don't think that's suits him too well. Let's try this kind of like stripy look. That might work. But let's test a few more. I think there's a couple of pages here, so we've got some more like fiery designs here, which makes him kind of like demonic kind of look. That one's a bit too much. So you can go for like a more demony type looking Vex. Let's try this one. This one looks very different. You can see here you've got more kind of like scars running through. That's kind of cool. There's a couple here which are like scales. So this one doesn't really show up too well, I think. You can see it a little bit on the back. This suits heroes, I think. Personally, I think it suits heroes with broader backs than this. So I don't think I'll pick that. Let's try this one. No, I'm not liking that carapace at all. So I think the best one I like is this one for this character this time, especially on how it looks at the back. But the colour of it defaults to the colour which you see here, but you can change the colour like this. So I can go for a yellow. And you can see not only does it change the effect of the paint from here, but it also changes the look of some of the equipment he's wearing just to give it a better match. And again, if by coming through, let's have a look, go green. I think with the look I'm going for, I'm going to try more of like an orangey type tint with this guy. I can select this orange here and get a feeling for it. But if I think that orange is maybe not dark enough, I can shift click here. Oops. Did I just... Oh, that's it. Shift click is for something else. I can click and hold, sorry. And now I get a colour palette of oranges. And I can change this orange. Let's go for something a little darker. There we go. It gives it more of a muddy brown orange, which I think is going to be okay for this. So that's the skin coat, and now we've got the detail, skin detail. So again, we've got paint designs here. I can drop this on, see how that looks, and that's given this kind of like a smoky glow onto this character, and it's cleared off some of that weird glowing in the middle too to show off more of this inner design. Again, I'm not entirely convinced that's right for this character. See if I can match something to this veiny look. Oh, that certainly does not work. Let's try this one. Yeah, I think that could work. It increases like the web design on this, but the colour's definitely not right for Vex. So I'm going to go for a deep red here, just to act as a contrast. So now we've got deep red here, the eyes have gone deep red, the spoilers here, they've gone deep red with the browny orange here. And I think overall that looks pretty good for this character. So you can see there's a lot of the options. There's quite a few things people don't realise is the asymmetric movement and the advanced controls on the look by pressing tab. So I thought I'd show those off. That really helps with my character stats by equipping all those items too, so you can see that. I can have a look at some of these secondary stats that some of these items gave me. So extra overdrive duration, I've got some stun immunity, so all of those you can see just beyond the original stats and what else like you get. Other than that, you've got undo and redo if you make a mistake whilst doing anything. The shortcuts for that is, I believe, Control Z and Control Y. Let's go back to the equip screen, and just here you can change. This one's just to remove the item. This is sort by item level, and this is sort by date. I tend to keep it on item level because it helps me see a little bit which items are better than the others. Yep. I believe that's it. So here we have a new Vex. So let's go to the skin here so you can see it. Fully redesigned, new equipment, lots of detailing on here. Yep, absolutely happy with that. So I'm going to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed seeing a more detailed look at the editor screen, and we'll be coming right back with Voldex coming back into the videos for a normal Let's Play in the next episode. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. This is Fireweaver signing out.